Welcome to the LongBox Paradox, episode 95. I'm Dan, your host. With Jennifer, Comic Books Will Break Your Heart, or Comics Will Break Your Heart on YouTube. Took last week off because we both were suffering from burnout.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
And it was a light week too. So
yes.
I was like, sweet, let's go ahead and take the weekend off, because like Saturdays, Sundays are my 2 days off, and I was like, okay, like I want a day where I can just like go out and do something. Not that I don't do that anyways, but I was like, okay, I can like do something in the middle of my day. I even ended up buying tickets to go to the Museum of Science and Industry here, and lo and behold, the entire West Coast was on fire, and we had extremely hazardous air quality. So that was a fun weekend.
But it looked like Blade Runner 2049.
It did. And so I live right next to like a highway, so I constantly like hear highway sounds. So I'm like, this just adds to the Blade Runner environment.
And John, nice seeing you. Thanks for stopping in. Always great to have you on the show.
I missed his show this morning.
How dare you?
My first. I know. I feel so bad. Like, I love, like, seriously, like waking up on Saturdays. I feel like a kid, like waking up and watching Saturday morning cartoons, but it's Saturday morning with John and his kids, and it's amazing because they're adorable. He's adorable.
I saw he's doing like a movie show now with Bearded Comic Bro, which I'm like, why am I working when this is on?
Right.
Because that's like right in my wheelhouse of movies, and I've missed like every one of Vigilantes with Stay Puft when they do the action movies.
I ended up I don't know, you wouldn't consider it an action movie, but I actually caught his yesterday. They did Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh,
and that was amazing because like growing up, that was one of my favorite movies. Period, not just like Robin Hood adaptations. So that was really fun to watch.
I like that movie. I remember seeing it in the theater. Weirdly. So it was kind of a light week again this week. It was a very dap week for me. Like I had some issues.
I think because you mentioned that there was a couple things that you just like hate read, and I didn't get anything that I totally hated. There was one that I don't get, but maybe that's just me. But I think you read a couple when I was trying to figure out like what it was, because you're like, I hate read something, and I'm like, I read something, but I didn't really like hate read it, and I'm like, it was a number 1, wasn't it? And you're like, no, it was a number 2. So I have 2 guesses at what that may have been, but
I'll let you go first.
Got it. Is before we go on to like issues, was there anything wacky, wild in comic book news? Because I feel like this was a light week for comic book news, other than the girl who got cast for She-Hulk.
Yes, Tatiana Maslany from Orphan Black.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm unfamiliar with Orphan Black, even though I hear that it's a really, really good series. But
it was really good. Plus, she plays like 12 different characters in it, so she's got some range.
Yeah. I was like, when I envisioned, hey, Ruben.
Howdy, Ruben.
So when I imagined whoever they would pick for She-Hulk, I imagined someone that was like a little bit more buff. So I'm hoping that.
But Jennifer Walters is supposed to be a little timid, so.
Well, not timid, but I get you can still be buff and be timid. I just physically, I imagine someone more, bulked up. So I don't know if she's gonna do that crazy Hollywood magic where you just get like totally jacked fam.
Could be. Yeah, really, like the Ruth Bader Ginsburg stuff like dominated most of the news, so like everything else kind of got pushed.
That dominated should have been paying rent, because it was in my mind all last night. I'm doing much better now. Earlier last night, I was very, very sad and feeling that like we're doomed. I feel that a lot. But after hearing about her passing away, I just feel like we're doomed. So, comic books.
Yes.
It's my happy spot. You know what? Before we do this week, do you have any like honorable mentions from last week that you want to talk about? Anything that you can recall? Because I have,
I caught up on a thing or two. Like I finally caught up on Once in Future, because I had kind of fallen behind on that. And much as John said, the Hot Fuzz reference in it was amazing for issue 10. And then I read the newest one that came out this week. I'll get to that later, though.
Got it. My two from last week that I really enjoyed were, I already bagged and board like all my comics, so I'm hoping to keep on track. But Stargazer and Dryfoot, because I know that we both had read Dryfoot, because we got like a little advance copy from the author, and I was really excited to pick it up. So even though I had already read it, I was really happy to pick a copy up from the shop. I'm not too familiar with Mad Cave Studios, so this was really, it was cool to see. Hey dude, it was hey dude to Anthony. However, hey dude to my cat, who decided he wants to hang out with me today. So anyways, I also picked that up, but that's a whole nother game. So anyways, Dryfoot. Oh, wrong one. Dryfoot is basically like Miami Vice, but I haven't read Four Kids Walk Into a Bar or Into a Bank. But this totally reminds me of what that would have been if I had read it. Because basically, as of right now, four kids try to take down this like drug crime lord in Miami, and being a Florida native, like even the colors in this remind me of like a Florida sunset. So
for anybody who picks it up, because both of us had the same reaction the first couple of pages, you're like, okay, like this kind of seems basic.
Yeah.
You got to get past those first like 3 or 4 pages and let it breathe. That was the big problem, because we both started reading going, oh, dude, nah.
Like, I feel like I literally did that eye roll of like, really, like another story about this. But then, like, literally after that 4th page, because you get introduced to the drug crime lord first, and then you get introduced to the kids who are going to take him down. So, on like the 4th page. So, wait until the 4th page before you like make up your mind. But the next one, okay, so Stargazer, I don't know if you got a chance to read this one, but long story short, a couple of kids end up going on this like camping trip, and one of them accidentally takes LSD. Flash forward.
Accidentally.
Yeah, accident. No, like it is an accident. Like he ends up getting his like brother's bag or something like that, backpack, and ends up touching some acid, and it like fucks with his head. Flash forward like a couple of decades, and he's a really fucked up adult, and I don't know, his sister is like gonna put him into an assisted living home, and it just goes off the rails from there. It was really fun, and I really want to catch the next episode.
This is gonna sound like super petty, but Mars was like so heavy into it, and I know how like the stuff she's super into I normally don't like. I just passed it because she was so super heavy into it.
I feel like her and I have a lot of similar, like not exact tastes, but I adore Mars, and I love her opinions on a lot of stuff. So
I'm judgy about her Batman opinion with Tom King. So
I mean, I get that, but you like super hate Batman. So anyways, these were like, I didn't have 3 picks.
Hey, poor Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Hope you found your copy of Dune.
So these were my 2 picks from last week since we skipped it. I really liked them. I recommend both of them, but I like the weird indie stuff. I know that we both kind of do, but I really enjoyed both of those. I'm just reading John's comment in the chat about,
RBG.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I'm gonna pour one out for my homies. I'm gonna pour it out into my mouth. Last night I heard the news, and my first reaction was, because my partner was like, "You good?" And I'm like, "No, pour me a shot." Hey, Rod. Hope you're staying safe in Florida. So anyways, last night, my first reaction to hearing, like literally, he like turns around to me and he's like, did you hear the news? And I'm like, what? And he just looked at me and I'm like, did someone die? He's like, yeah. And I was like, it was Ruth Bader Ginsburg, wasn't it? So, let's enjoy the apocalypse, I guess. So pouring it out for my homies, pouring it out into my mouth. So
the notorious RBG.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about this week. It was kind of a light week, so I have more than 3. Let me see what I want to. Okay, maybe this one, and I haven't kept up with Marauders the way that I would have liked to, but whatever, it is what it is. I got issue 11, and man, I really dug this. There's a lot of really cool things. John, if you're watching, like, I've loved what you've been writing for Comic Tom on that blog. So I really I don't know. You did a really good job reviewing this one, so I won't go too much into it.
I like that Kitty got some kinked out hair now.
Very. I thought you were going to say something else about her getting kink, and I was like, what? Okay. But I really, and she got some nuck tats. So this was really fun. I really enjoyed this, and seriously, Jerry Duggan,
Jerry Duggan, and
GD.
Russell Dodderman on the art.
Mateo Loli, Edgar Delgado.
Oh, Dodderman does the cover. Sorry.
Oh, got it. So anyways, I really enjoyed Marauders a lot. It was really good. I've
been liking that series since it started.
Yeah. I didn't get a chance to really keep up with it, and on the Marvel U app I can read the first 6 or 7 now. But so I've had to skip some because I read issue 10 or issue 11 and then issue 12. I really enjoy it.
I had to buy it because Kitty's my girl.
Did you read it?
I did.
Okay. So some fun things happen, and I really want to see more of that, because something that has been kind of hinted at for a really long time has now kind of finally happened, and I don't want to spoil it, but pick it up. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, if you know, you know. I would rate this one 9 out of 10. Seriously.
Rod, check it out. Cable is better than it freaking should be. It should not be as good as it is, and Cable is so good. It's become my almost to the top of my read pile when it comes out, which is saying a lot because Marvel books, other than Immortal Hulk, don't really get there much for me lately.
Yeah. Everything going on with X-Men is just really fun, and there's a title for everyone. Or if you're like me, there's multiple titles for you. So
the last Excalibur actually was fairly good.
Yeah, that one I haven't kept up with that one. So
I don't like that title, but it was decent.
What's your next pick? What's your next pick?
All right, well, I am going to start with a book that angered me to no end that I tried.
Is it the issue 2 that you were hinting at?
Yes.
Okay, which one? What was it?
Big Girls issue 2.
I knew it was going to either be Big Girls or what was the other issue 2 that came out? 7 Secrets. I was like, it's either 7 Secrets or it was Big Girl.
I'll get back to that other one.
Okay, so Big Girls 2.
I gave it another try because I was like, okay, sometimes issue 1s, they hit you with a lot and it doesn't resonate with you. So I gave issue 2 a chance. It's garbage. It's flat out garbage. I don't like the art. I don't like the story. It is a dude trying to write a feminist title who doesn't know what a feminist is.
He's I'm going to write a female empowerment story, and
yes.
I haven't read issue 2, so I can't speak to that. But I know when I was reading issue 1, I was like, this gives female empowered character, or empowered female character is a bad name. I feel like a lot of dude bros are going to be like, yeah, Ghostbusters 2 sucked. And it did, but it's because the writing was bad.
I felt it was tone deaf.
Got it.
Gave it a 3 out of 10. Like, I hated it. I hated it with a passion.
So like no redeeming qualities.
No. Like, the art didn't get me. The story really didn't get me. I just was like, is this over yet? Like, oh, there's more pages to go. I don't know if I want to finish this. At times it's written like a very bad robo anime where it's like, oh no, the fight, it's gonna happen. Oh, I'm down. Ooh, am I gonna be able to recover? I don't know. Then other people show up and it's like, dun, dun, dun. Yeah, not feeling it all. Like, I just could not do it. And I'm sorry if you like this, Rod. I'm seeing you in the chat right now. But it's okay. It's just not for me.
Yeah, it's funny because I've seen a couple people on them internets being like, I really love this. It was so good. And I'm like, I'm trying to figure out the redeeming qualities. Like, what would make someone pick this up? Because I don't. Maybe contrary to what it seems, I really hate trash talking comics because I want to find that like angle. I don't want to be that person that just like trash talks comics and then I don't know, like people just don't buy comics anymore because of people who hate them. But I couldn't find anything I enjoyed about it. I don't know.
We have a friend who loves Mercy. Nat, she loves Mercy, and just not for me. I can't follow what the hell's going on in it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Rod, don't let me influence your thoughts on it. Like,
yeah.
It didn't hit me in a place. And issue 1 also like didn't work for me.
Yeah.
You go, Jen.
Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and say this. I'm probably gonna do more than like 2.
That's fine.
Okay, because I picked up a lot and I really enjoyed a lot that I want to talk about. One that I didn't love as much, Bleed Them Dry, issue 3. I don't know if this is just that like mid-arc slump or whatever, because I really enjoyed the first 2, but maybe it was just because there was a lot of like talking and thinking in this episode, in this issue, like, you know, where the character talks through things and at the same time thinks the things, so you have to read a lot, so it was less enjoyable, and I feel like it didn't go anywhere. I still really, really love this series because it's like vampires and vampire hunters in like Neo Tokyo. It's a weird cyberpunk vampire story, so I really enjoyed it, but issue 3 didn't do it for me. I'd probably give this one a 6 out of 10, which is kind of low for me because it's either like like really, really low or really, really high. So I'm going to keep reading this one, and of course I'm going to pick up the trade when it comes out because I really love Vault too. So
we just mentioned it before, 7 Secrets number 2.
Yeah.
I did not like issue 1. Issue 2 is vastly improved.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
I kept seeing a lot of hype about 7 Secrets, and I was like, but why?
The narrator who's talking through issue 1, we finally meet them, Casper. Okay. I enjoyed him a lot more. He's very endearing as a character.
Okay.
And they kind of open the world up a little bit more instead of just all this mumbo jumbo they're spouting in the first issue, where you're just like, okay, like, fine. Like, I felt like Cinia when she first read Dune, where I'm like, what is all this trash they're talking, and like what is going on? I enjoyed it way more than I thought I would. I picked it up as just okay, well, I'll buy issue 2 just to see what's going on, and I enjoyed it a lot. So, considering I think I gave issue 1 a 4, I'd say that I'm like a 6.5 on this. Okay. One. Which again, compared to what I thought of the first issue, is still improved. I'm not a big fan of the art in it. Mm-hmm. But the story was a lot better.
I feel like in that first issue, the writing just felt dry, and it felt very like tropey, because it was like, we're all gonna beat each other up, and I've got a secret, and my secret's I'm pregnant. And I was just like, what is this? Like, I feel like it's an amalgamation of, if that's the right word, like a little bit of everything, of a whole bunch of stuff I've read before, so it felt like it was trying to do something original with nothing original. So maybe I'll check out if my local shop still has.
It's still a little tropey.
Okay.
But I felt the writing improved a lot on that one.
Okay.
Your next one.
This is a series that I'm continuing to hate read, and it's on my pull. I'm probably going to drop it off my pull list. But Faithless. This is I once again I feel like I would really want to read this title, but so the main premise, like in volume 1, and I really, really enjoyed volume 1, and it's basically about this girl Poppy who lots of weird magical things happen to her. Literally the first page of Faithless, you catch her like post orgasm after masturbating, and I'm like, okay, this is going to be like a fun, sex positive, kinky story, and it kind of was. It was fun, but now I feel it's set up a lot of like little threads for you for whatever else was coming, and I feel like it hasn't tied any of that up, and it's just, I don't know. I'm not digging it, and I hate that because I really wanted to like more of this, but I find myself just like chugging along with this story. She's making paintings, and she made paintings with her menstrual blood, and I'm like, that's done. I'm sold. And then I just feel like, I don't know. I have no faith in Faithless. That's my catch line for this week. Even though I love Maria Lovett's art. I love her artwork. And even the main character, Poppy, gets fucked by a ghost. Like, come on, I should be liking this title more than I do, and I don't.
It's like that movie, The Entity.
I'm frustrated with this title. So anyways, I want to say it's a 5 out of 10, and that's mostly because of the artwork. I think another problem that I have with it, too, is that the main character has a sexual relationship with this dude who is helping her do like paintings and artwork stuff, but the main character Poppy is also fucking his daughter, and I feel like it's this weird, like whenever I read stories like this, I just want to be like, Brian Azzarello, do you have a crush on your daughter's friend or something like that? Like that's what it feels. It's weird. Like
he's living out Lolita, or
yeah.
What was American oh no the movie with Mina Suvari and with the kid with the video camera with the bag.
American Beauty.
Yes. So he's that.
But like even creepier, because at least, I don't know. So anyways, that's my review. If I could do like a 1-word review on it, it's just fart noise, because I'm an adult. What's your next one?
So I picked up a book because I've actually been liking this artist's writing since they became a writer. And I fucking hated this book. I hated it with a passion.
What was it?
Stillwater from Image Comics by Chip Zdarsky and Ramon Perez.
My dude, I read this.
I fucking hated it. One, the cover was cool, and I was like, okay, like I'm down for this. Chip Zdarsky's right. I hated every character in it they put in. They're the biggest fucking douchebags on earth. Like, I hated it.
This was awful. And I hate to say that about Chip Zdarsky because I love so much of what he's done. But this
Daredevil
was
runs so good. I hated this book. I hated it. Like, if you want to read a book about resurrection, read Revival by Celia Norton, but for fuck's sake, this was terrible. And I'm so disappointed. And that is the word I will hammer home. Disappointed.
Chip Zdarsky, I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. Man, there wasn't. Once again, I'm trying to go back to the redeeming quality, and maybe the redeeming quality is just the cover because it's a really cool cover. But I feel like the cover has nothing to do with the book and the story, because the premise of the story is this dude, like, okay, so this dude, I think is Daniel, is that his name? Whatever his
Yes.
name. Yeah.
Yes.
So he ends up losing his job because he gets physically aggressive with a coworker. So he loses his job. He goes to a bar to like drink away his sorrows, ends up getting into a fight at the bar, finds out that he's the only heir to his great aunt or something like that. And then he drives to the town of Stillwater, and the gas station attendant tells him, I've never heard of Stillwater. And then he goes somewhere else, and it's just, then he goes to Stillwater, he finally finds it, and then he starts picking fights, and there's just so much toxic masculinity, and it didn't even feel like
Oh,
there
him
was
and his friend are the biggest dude bros.
they're such dude bros, and they're like they're
his
fuck
friend
boys.
his friend is basically straight Wallace Wells from Scott Pilgrim. Like,
Yeah. But even, yeah. So anyways, this one I hated. I feel like I still
deuces is what I'm giving it.
a two. That I feel like the only redeeming quality
The
is
cover.
the cover, which has nothing to do with the story. So spoiler alert, nothing to do with the story. Maybe the only other redeeming quality that I can think of is Mike Spicer. I love his colors. Like, I love all of the stuff that he does with what is it, Daniel Warren Johnson, who does Wonder Woman Dead Earth. Like, I love his colors. So literally the cover and the coloring. It's
The weird part is this was getting like hype. Stillwater. I don't know if it's just because of Zdarsky's name.
That's literally I feel like Zdarsky is an underappreciated writer.
I've said it before. His Daredevil run has been fantastic with Chichetto on art, and I was excited for this. And then I sat down. I was like, I don't like this at all. I don't like the characters, and it's been a while since I've read a book where the characters I hated. Like,
Dap.
I wanted to punch them.
Yeah. Like, and I don't know if I'm sure there's going to be some type of like redeeming character arc or whatever, and they're gonna.
I'm not coming back for issue 2. Like,
I'm still gonna go for issue 2. It's funny because I feel like we talk about Kat Salazar on the Image marketing team. On, was it Wednesday or Thursday? It was like, Stillwater, it's so hot, it's going back in for a second fucking printing, and it's got the same colors, but different color, so buy it. And I'm just like, I want to give this copy away because I feel like it's a waste of a bag and a board. I don't say that often, especially about a writer that I really appreciate. So,
but I would say that cover would be a great poster.
It would, if it was just
just a virgin print.
Yeah.
No trade dress. Yeah, so 2 out of 10 on that. Your next one.
Maybe let's talk about something good that I enjoyed. I don't know if you read this one. I ended up picking up 2 of the different covers, but Snapshots X-Men.
I picked up. I didn't read it yet.
I really enjoyed it. I'm not like the biggest Cyclops.
Nobody is.
I really enjoyed this. This made me maybe appreciate him more. He wasn't, I mean, he kind of was like a whiner. And you know how I feel about origin stories that have been overdone. Thank goodness I didn't see any pearls. But
his origin doesn't really get talked about a lot because nobody cares.
This one's a little bit of an origin story, and there's some nods to the Fantastic Four, which I thought I really enjoyed. So it's snapshots. So from what it sounds like, and this is just me kind of guessing based on like what I read and like one sentence that I read about this series, and it looks like, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but it's going to say, or it's going to be one-shots, like character origins, and it looks like the next one is going to be Iron Man. So, Fire Guy Ryan loves like.
He likes wheat cakes, doesn't he? Because that's basically what Cyclops is, bland. Just saying.
I really enjoyed this. Even though once again I'm not a big Iron Man fan, I'm gonna pick up issue number 2. Really enjoyed it. I would probably give it, for like, not once again, like not knowing like too much about like his origin and all of that, like maybe a pinch. But I would probably give this one like an 8 out of 10 because it was a really good read. It was $4.99, and I feel like you get enough for $4.99. So for $5, you get a pretty good deal with this.
I didn't get to read it yet, but on the X titles, that Jen Bartel cover for Giant Size Storm was awesome.
It was, and I kicked myself in the ass because I picked up Giant Size Storm, but I forgot, and she even had it at the shop, and I forgot to pick up that cover, and so now I'm just like, I know she doesn't have any more, so I don't know if this can be a twofer, but I also read X-Men Storm, and I really enjoyed it.
Didn't get to read it yet, but that Jen Bartel cover.
Yeah. Yep. Basically, not spoiler alert, but she gets like infected with a organic technovirus, whatever they want to call it, and they're searching for a cure. So will she be cured? Find out. This week on X-Men Storm. It was enjoyable.
On this week's Lost.
Oh my God, I was just talking about Lost and how there's a show that I feel like is going to end up being like Raised by Wolves. I'm like, is it going to be like Lost, where it just gives?
They didn't even know what the ending was. They were just like, let's make it up as we go.
Yeah. So anyways, what's your next pick?
So a series I've really been enjoying from AWA Upshot by Benjamin Percy and Brent Schoonover. Devil's Highway number 3 came out. It's issue 3 of 5. I am incredibly enjoying this book, and now it's becoming this wide-arcing conspiracy where it's basically kind of like a cult, and they all have cut like snake tongues, like little divots in them. They started revealing them because they like show their tongue to people, and they're kidnapping and killing people. It's like a truck stop killer, basically. I'm really enjoying it. The protagonist is fucking fantastic. She reminds me of Lisbeth Salander.
Ooh. I have a conflicted... I appreciate that reference. I have a conflicted feeling about it, but yeah.
I think this probably will end up being a better trade read.
Okay.
Because you can hit it all in one shot. But I feel the character is very strong. She is a war veteran, and her father is killed, and she's trying to find the murderer. Because her father tried to protect a woman, and the guy came in and just massacred everybody in the diner. So she comes back and feeling guilty. But like, she really reminds me of Lisbeth Salander. She takes care of fucking business. Takes no shit from men.
Okay.
It's written rather well. Different strokes, different folks, kind of happens.
I get that feeling, John, because it did feel like we're just jumping right in. So I do get that, you know, if you didn't enjoy it, like, I 100%, I understand why, but
your feelings are valid.
Your feelings are valid.
So Devil's Highway number 3, I will give a 7 out of 10 to.
Oh.
It wasn't the best issue. Issue 1 still to me is the best issue so far, but it was still like super solid. Your next pick.
I've got a couple here. Let me see. I started reading Heavy.
I got it. I didn't read it yet.
Issue 1 came out, and I'm kind of conflicted. It's published by Vault, and I've really been digging like almost everything that I've been reading by Vault, with the exception of like 1 or 2. It's I would describe it as John Wick in The Good Place. So he was kind of a shitty person, and he ends up, instead of going to heaven or hell, he's like stuck in this purgatory. Like he says, I was good enough to not go to hell, but I wasn't good enough to go to heaven. So now I basically have to be in purgatory and figure out how to get there. Like you get brownie points in order to go to heaven. So you have to be better, whatever. So anyways, it was pretty good. There's still some things where I'm like, okay, this is tropey, but it was fun. I liked it. Maybe 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10.
I'll give it a read this week. I have so much reading to fucking do.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rod. We try to be adequate at best.
Thank you. We're doing our best.
So I read Batman number 99.
Okay.
I'm jam-packed with so much going on. Like, it's a hard read for me.
I mean, it is Batman Day. Happy Batman Day, I guess.
Jorge Menez's art's been good, but like, I'm burned out on Joker and Harley. I think that's what it comes down to. Like, I need a solid 3 years where they don't appear.
Yeah, I feel like Batman at this point is just a cash cow, and Joker and Harley are just... Batman's a horse.
They're crutches.
And Joker and Harley are just beating the shit out of this dead horse, and then DC is just like in the corner just fucking jerking off with all their money all over the place. All over. Sorry. You're welcome.
Bukkake.
Yeah, basically, like all the executives are just bukkakeing all over Batman and Joker and Harley, and Punchline is there, and she's like, and you're the joke and I'm the punchline, and then that's just, their safe word. I don't know.
She was in this for a whole 5 panels. What the fuck? Hold on.
You got it.
Oh, okay. I was like, it's like Jennifer's doing a photo shoot with filters a day. I was like, I'm over it. That was after work that I took that photo. I thought I looked good in it. Not I'm over it, but
that picture was me like at the beginning of quarantine. So now Jennifer. Oh, sorry. I'm reading John's comment here. Jennifer with the visual of the day. You're welcome, John. If you haven't heard me say before, and I'm going to say this again in case there's any DC people listening. I know I'm not supposed to pitch ideas for their characters. However, DC, I'm here and I'm ready to write for you Batman, because we have Batman Year 1, we have Batman Year 100, and I'm here to write Batman Year 18, barely legal Batman. I'm going to give Brian Azzarello a run for his money with that Batwang, okay?
Not a Jason and Dick.
Oh, there's going to be so many Dick jokes.
Like a bro down or docking issue.
There's going to be Bat Doc. Yeah, all of it. I'm here to write it, DC. So Batman Year 18, barely legal. I'm ready for you.
Only fans Batman.
Only fans, only bats.
It's the Lee Bermejo. Oh. It's just all Batwang, all voting.
All Batwang, all the time. Voting age Batman, yas. Yep, there it is. This shit writes itself, man. DC, call me.
Batman and Captain Stabbin'. His new villain. Oh God. Shit. Where?
So Batman 99.
Yes. 5 out of 10. Punchline basically is on the phone with Joker for like 5 panels. Like, yep, got the drop on me. Yeah, boss. Oops. What are you doing? And the Joker has his own Uber. Like, it just it was just bad, but not like getting in touch with my feelings. Batman. Now it's just like, fuck it, just throw everything at the screen. We'll see what sticks.
Yep, that spaghetti model.
Joker had his own bat suit at the end of it that said "ha ha ha." Like 3 years. That's what I'm saying. 3 years, no Joker, no Harley. Just then it'll be like a gift when you give them back.
Yep.
But like,
maybe then we can do an origin story. No, I'm just kidding. No more origin stories.
This time instead of pearls, it's gonna be.
Batman Year 18, I'm telling you, pearl necklaces.
It's gonna be diamonds.
Okay, diamonds, yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, or like a rope chain. There'd just be a chain falling down. Like, not pearl necklace. Like, god damn it.
Sorry, you're welcome.
You're good. Go. Just go.
I've got a couple more. Let me just kind of browse. I'm not really going to say much more about Sun Eater, other than I hated it. It was stupid.
I did not like it.
It's apparently written by Dylan Sprouse, and I don't know who he is other than maybe an actor somewhere, but I can't remember what he's been in. But this was his first comic book story that he's written.
He's the brother of the dude who plays Jughead on Riverdale.
Got it. Okay. So I guess that makes sense. But for Heavy Metal Magazine's first comic that they're publishing recently, I expected a lot more, and I feel like there's a lot more seasoned authors that you could have given your first title to. Like, we could have gotten so much better stories than what we just got.
Could have gotten Keanu Reeves Berserker.
100%. Like, how fitting would that have been? And then now we have Keanu Reeves going to Kickstarter or GoFundMe to do their stuff. So I did not like this. It's yet another reimagined Viking tale, but I didn't enjoy it. Whatever. So I don't know. 2 out of 10.
It's valid.
Yeah.
Once in Future number 11. I alluded to it earlier. I love Gran. She's awesome in the last 2 issues in particular.
The scene in this one, spoiler alert, we see Granny Bridget, just fucking slaughtering a monster with a chainsaw, and we see this like chainsaw wielding, blood covered Granny, and that's what I need. I need an adaptation of this where like Helen Mirren plays Bridget.
When the police show up and she's covered in blood with the chainsaw, she's like, hey. Yeah. But the Hot Fuzz stuff, they reference in issue 10 so much, and like I know John loved that, and then I saw it, I was like, holy shit, they really did put Simon Pegg and Nick Frost in the issue.
So that was a fun read.
Yes, at least. I really enjoyed it. Again, like the Gran interactions, Bridget is awesome, especially with her with the orderlies from the old age home. Yeah. This is probably a 7 for me.
It was an 8 for me. If I had to monetize it, whatever, quantify my like with a number.
Legitimize.
Yeah. I was gonna jump in and be like, okay, my next one.
Yeah.
Okay. So Vampire the Masquerade. I feel like I don't know much about Vampire the Masquerade as far as like a role-playing game. Like I never played it. I knew people who did, and I was like, okay, do I want to pick this up? I read issue 1, and I'll be 100% open, honest, transparent, whatever. I pretty much only picked this one up because of the David Mack cover. So this is number 1, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's stunning. I would expect nothing less from David Mack. And then I was kind of like, do I want to buy issue number 2? Because it was good. But then issue number 2, they did this like, you probably can't tell because of the bag, but there's like a gold foil over this character.
Can't see it. Well,
Yeah.
a little bit on the dress.
Yeah, maybe I'll take it out because it's so pretty. So anyways, I'm kind of like a little bit mad because this one was cut. There's something, so you can see how close. Yeah. You can see that it's like weirdly cut. Maybe that's a little bit better where you can see the gold foil in her dress.
It's shiny.
Yeah. So this one I'm digging this. And so in the first one, you get a little bit of a character history, character synopsis, kind of like the Dune guide in the back of the book, like these are these characters and whatever. So you kind of get a little bit of that. And you get the same in this one, but you also get like a cute little character sheet. So I don't know if I'll continue picking up the next couple of issues, but I will for sure pick up the trade because I'm sure the trade will either have like a collected here's how to play Vampire the Masquerade the comic. I would probably give this one I don't know, 7 or 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. That's this one. Okay. Whee!
I'm pretty much out of stuff I read, but there was one book that I didn't get to, and I was going to ask if you read it or not because I'm unsure if I'm going to like it or not. The You Look Like Death Umbrella Academy.
That's actually the last one that I have here. So I haven't finished season 2 of Umbrella Academy. I have not read past part of volume 1, so I have no clue what the fuck is going on. However, this was really enjoyable. I guess Klaus has died a bunch before. I really don't know. And he is back at the like house, mansion, whatever they live at, the academy, whatever. And he gets thrown out, and he's basically going from sibling to sibling to sibling, basically saying, hey, can I stay with you? Hey, can I stay with you? Can I, just give me a pile of clothes to sleep on and I'll sleep here. I need somewhere to stay. He doesn't find it. So he ends up going on this, I don't know, walk, and he finds drugs, does them, ends up at a club where I forget the monkey's name, but this monkey is a coke fiend vampire, maybe. And so yeah, it was wacky. But here's the thing is that like I was bought into the wackiness and the weirdness simply because like that is Klaus's character, and I can't think of the actor who plays him, but he played on Misfits, and I fucking love his character in Misfits so much. If you haven't watched that British show,
I've seen it.
Highly recommend it. His character
was in it as even creepier.
Yeah, 100%. And so I really enjoyed the British version up until maybe like season 3 or 4. I think it went a little bit longer than that. I think I
stopped season 3.
Because there's his character. Well, sorry. I'll stop because I'll get a little bit too spoilerly. So anyways, so I feel like when I read this, I feel that character a lot. So I really liked it. This is only a 6-issue like mini series, whatever. 1 out of 6. So I'm definitely going to pick up the next one because I want to see what's going on. But probably a 7.5, 8 out of 10, which is pretty good. Yeah. For not knowing anything about anything to do with this series,
I am going to make a recommendation to our viewers. If you have the Shudder streaming service, please go ahead and watch Summer of '84 and Starry Eyes. Starry Eyes involves Satanism and wanting to become an actress.
I feel like
really
you
liked it.
recommended that to me, and
I did. I messaged you about it.
I've been a bad co-host, and I haven't watched either of them.
Summer of '84 is like a Goonies, Stranger Things kind of thing, but with a little bit of suburbia.
Okay.
I think it was not suburbia. The Shia LaBeouf movie where he thinks that his neighbor is a killer.
I don't know that one.
Anyway, this kid thinks the cop living across the street from him is murdering children. So him and his friends are trying to like investigate him, and they're using the old G.I. Joe walkie-talkies and stuff. It has one of the fucking greatest endings of films. Like, what you think's gonna happen, it swerves like a motherfucker, and it makes it so unique. Like, it's genuinely fucking frightening.
I'll check that out.
I really, really like that. I did a review video for it when I first started the channel years ago, but like, it's totally worth watching. And Starry Eyes is like a great performance by the actress in it. She's pulling her own hair out because she's freaking out during an audition. Like, just fantastic. I'd love to recommend new movies, but I can't see any. So
yeah.
Which I still want to see Tenet. Like, I'm not going to get to see it, though, because I don't know when the theaters are ever opening, if they are.
I think when I looked, because I'm like, okay, I'll bite. I'll see if I can stick to social distancing in a movie theater. And I'm like, let me just see where the closest theater is. And I think it was like 15 miles, which doesn't sound like a lot. But since I don't have a car, like I use transit, and I'm like, nah.
Yeah, the closest one is like half an hour from me by car, so no. On Sunday the 27th at 5 p.m., we will be doing the Black Monday Murders Book Club episode. Like always, we waited till last minute to book it because a lot of different schedules going on. Mine changed. Gambit's schedule.
Yeah.
So we've got that booked. It just means I have more reading to do, and it's going to be a busy 3 days for me because we'll do our Saturday show, then we'll have a Sunday show, and then the Monday show. As for the Monday show, hey, what's up, New X guy?
Hello, new guy. Is it Noex or new, or like?
I've been doing New X.
Correct us if we're wrong, please.
I never thought I was going to have so much fun talking about Dune.
Yeah.
Like, the show has been, like, super fun, like, after every episode.
I feel like it keeps me very engaged with the book, like, more so than ever. And, like, earlier this week, I had, like, a little bit of extra time. So I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and, like, crack open the book before. Because typically I've been reading it, like, Mondays before the show. So now I'm just like, okay, let me go ahead. New guy. Okay. So I've been reading it. This week I read the first 2 chapters that we're going to go over. I read those a little bit early. So I'm going to try to finish up those either today or tomorrow, and then maybe Monday speed read through them. So I'm excited about that. But I did. So Powell's was having, Powell's is having, it still is. They're having a big sale this weekend. So I ended up buying a lot of books. So maybe we'll see.
I think we're doing community theater version table read of one of the chapters at some point.
Yeah. Maybe we can do like a recap. Like maybe we can figure out at the end of everything, figure out what our favorite chapter was or favorite moments and just doing it.
The Edgelord will be happy this week.
We get to see Duke Leto.
Yeah, but like after every episode, I'm just like, yeah, that was a lot of fun. Maybe it's just because the panel and who we have on, and like, Sid, for someone who is deathly scared of coming on with us, has opened up every episode like more and more. So
like 100% the highlight of the show.
Love having her on. Just love her in general. And Cinia watching someone who's not read the book before, like try to make the well, it helps that we're there to explain stuff to her, but also seeing everybody murder the how to say names.
Yeah, but that's part of the fun, I think. I do feel a little bit bad for Sydney because I'm realizing that I'm definitely guilty of going into spoiler alert territory. And I'm like, fuck, I keep forgetting that she hasn't read it. So I'm going to try to tone it down a little bit. But granted, like, there's some things that we're talking about like the Duke, you know, his ultimate fate and like some things like that. But I think that it would be almost the same if you had watched the David Lynch movie version before reading the book.
Yeah.
Like, those are basically the spoilers that we're giving away. So.
So she's like, why would you read God Emperor and do that to yourself? I was like, I don't know. Like, Giant Leto II makes me like laugh a little bit.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do something that we never do. We're going to finish in an hour today.
Fuck.
We always talk about it. We never do it.
I think it's partially because we didn't. I mean, it was a slow week because I feel like I talked about a lot of comics. Like, I just had almost a stack of 10, almost 10, including last week. But I think the thing is that we didn't talk a lot about, because there wasn't a lot of like news in the comic book world.
No like movie entertainment, if you want to hear our hot takes on the Dune trailer, we have a video reaction review, and then the very beginning of the last Dune Over episode, all of us started talking about it. So if you want to hear what we thought about that, it's there. I guess we've become your official home for Dune.
Yes.
So again, Monday, join us for the Dune Over. We're reading chapters 5 through 8. So join the chat if you're up to talking about it or if you're reading it along. Love to have people chime in. We usually get the I really need to read this. Yeah. That's been most of the chat.
And I feel like a lot of people that I know, kind of the same as Sydney, have been able to get through the first 3 or 4 chapters begrudgingly and then not really finish it. So I feel like my hope is that this inspires people to read it in a group setting. So if anyone's watching this and you want to read it, you've only got a couple chapters to catch up. It's a lot. You may have to sludge through a little bit, but...
honestly, if you can get the book, read along with us. Yeah. And like, we love interacting with people. Yes, every episode we're going to have Sid's session of Duke Leto's Big Duke Energy.
Big Duke Energy.
That is her thing. That is her brand. But like, read along with, again, like for Cinia, it's completely work doing the buddy read with it, especially with 3 people who've read it before and haven't read it in a while.
Yeah.
I'm picking up stuff I don't remember.
Yeah. Especially like, Infected with Terrible Purpose. I didn't realize. I'm surprised that didn't stick with me, considering how many times it shows up. Yeah.
Cinia's already talking about getting a Dune tattoo.
Yup, that's how you do.
She's gonna get accepted. Yeah. The Spacing Guild's the one most people are like, what is that?
Yeah.
New guy, we are doing chapters 5 through 8. Honestly, the first 4 chapters, you're literally looking at 30 pages.
Yeah. It's not a lot. And then, because even right now, like, what is this, a 600-page book? And we're not even on page, well, we'll be on page 100 on Monday. So you've definitely got, yeah. You've got some time to catch up.
Yeah, and again, like, we love that we are getting people to read it, and the more people who eventually join in with us, the more lively the chat will be. And again, Sid's doing voices now during it, especially for Piter. She's doing him from
yes.
Oh, behave.
Yep,
Baron. So 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on Monday night. I have a ton of fucking reading to do, probably right before the show. because I have fallen way, way behind. Like, I literally did all my comic reading this morning because I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't focus lately.
It's not like there's a global pandemic going on, but
I think it's because I get home from work at 6 in the morning and I'm all tuned up.
yeah.
And I'm just like, I've been watching a lot of on YouTube, The Cinema Snob. He does movie reviews. He's really damn funny, but like he does a lot of horror movies. He did Gay Racula too on his.
Oh.
He has some like, and then like he did a whole thing on musical May, I think. He did Repo the Genetic Opera, which had Ogre from Skinny Puppy in it.
I didn't catch that, but I'll rewatch it and I'm sure catch things that I enjoyed. So now
it's a weird movie.
We're now officially over an hour. We didn't do it. We got off on a
32
tangent.
seconds. So, thank you everybody for joining us. New Guy, Rod, John, Anthony,
Mike,
and
Ruben Guzman.
Thank you everybody for coming by and saying hi. I feel like we had a lot more energy this week after taking last week off. We hadn't taken a week off since the pandemic started.
Yeah.
Actually, since you joined the channel, we haven't.
Yeah.
So that's...
Sorry? Not sorry?
6 months?
Yeah.
Almost. So thank you. And again, join us Monday night for the Dune Over. And then next week, we're back on the regular show on Saturday. And then Sunday, we have... Black Monday Murders, which is going to be another book I have to read. So I got a lot. I got to get fresh with it, and I'm hoping this ends up going better than the Hickman episode did.
Yes.
I mean, it can't do much worse.
Yeah, it's Jonathan Hickman. We're sorry, but we're going to make you proud. I'm going to make you proud with this next one.
we'll Gambit will. He'll be like, what did I just read? And then it's Gambit's pick for October, and he's trying to find a horror book to read, which I have an inkling of what he's going to choose, which is going to make you very, very happy.
Okay. I was like, is it going to make me angry? Is it going to make me sad? But I'll take happy.
Okay, everybody, take care, and we'll see you later. Bye.